Welcome back to this Let's Play of The Last Remnant. Last time we went from basic customization to legendary customization all in one episode. Actually, we'd done all the work, we just had to complete a quest to get intermediate. Now that I have that, I can really sort of upgrade Rush's equipment. Previously, Nightbloom didn't show up as upgradable, and I have all the parts, but I have nowhere near enough money. It's just way out of the question. I upgraded that ninja katana to Tataraichi, which required nothing particularly important. This excellent Tataraichi, which is the next step, required some grand rock grader tails, which you can get in the ancient ruins, and they're really a pain to get. But, you know, hey, we got them. And you have to essentially get intermediate customization before you can start upgrading any of the remnants. But I'm really short on money at this point. And all of these late game upgrades are really expensive. I still have this extra Tataraichi plus 1. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I guess that I could dual wield Tataraichis instead of using Nightbloom, but that would be kind of a waste. They do have better defense. Nightbloom is great attack, but, well... So what are we going to do? Well, same thing we do every night, Brain. We're going to kill Baise, and I'm going to do most of that off screen. But we are actually going to be completing that quest in the foreseeable future, and probably in this episode, actually. However, Baise also can, since he's a dragon, drop Bristly Dragon Mane. So, let's just, you know, get to it. And now that we're done with Glenys' quest, it turns out that the wiki was actually wrong. Well, it happens sometimes. On the Xbox 360 version, you have to do that conversation before you complete that quest. Apparently on the PC version, you have to do it after you complete that quest. What a pain. I spent probably an hour trying to get her to talk to me. Anyway, I'm going to have some fun with our Chinese weight bench here, and I'll be right back. I am really sick of fighting Baise. He's a good way to make money, but he gets really tedious after a while. I generally don't fight him in Mystic Seal formation. Yeah, I know, I still need to grind some skills to get Wyngale up so he can learn one last Arcana so he can be a Warlock, but I don't really care enough. Off-screen, I also went through pretty much all of my party members, and I have
many years
their final weapons for many of them. As you can see, check items is grayed out.
If you're just looking this up for
but
picks.
Not all of them.
Hello
and,
there. A well-rounded
I guess I'll continue to do that off-screen between videos, but
skills.
I'm just kind of sick of doing it for now, so... In the corner here, this is the pub in Elysian, is Haruko, who's one of the people we ran into at the Academy, like, 70 episodes ago. And, she's apparently been kicked out for, whatever reason. And, she wants to travel the world now and find remnants. Great. So what we have to do is wander the world and follow her. And, the first place we go... Fina. And the reason I'm doing all of these just random side quests now is that when you hand in the quest that is do all the other side quests first, you get 1,000,000 gold. Hey, you know, I need the money, and frankly, we have to keep on following Haruko around, so the next place we go is Celeplay. This quest involves a lot of just random running around. Oh, there she is. And she says, you know, lots of useless stuff. There's some implication that remnants kind of steal your soul when you use them, but, well, we don't really care. One thing this game's story really failed to do is make me care. I mean, it's a fun game from the standpoint of the tactics are interesting, and the sort of hunting everything down is an interesting challenge. You know, sort of, yeah, you can just read the guides, but even if you're just reading the guides, you kind of have to, you know, set up a path and find your way from A to B. Anyway, Nagapur next. And just, I did some grinding of Baise, and I did upgrade Rush's sort of nominal offhand weapon, his Tataraichi, to the optimal version. There's one final upgrade to it, which can either take it to parrying or aura, both of which are better for one specific task. Parrying is better damage and better physical defense. Aura is better attack and magic attack and magical defense. And, well, they also, both of those upgrades also kind of gimp the other side. So the balanced one is not a bad choice. But, well, anyway, we gotta go back to Celebrate. On a certain level, I can't really explain why I like this game. It's very tedious. There's a reason I'm not showing, or actually I think I'm showing maybe half of the gameplay in this LP, because a lot of it is just, you know, grinding for stuff and all that, and, you know, reading guides and putting all the pieces together. Yeah, that's just kind of tedious. Anyway, after you chase down Haruko a whole bunch of times, you get to start the quest Hearts, which, well, the first time I played this game I did it early on because I was thinking I was going to use Haruko as a character. She's not awful. You know that Remnant Malice Strix I picked up? It's actually a very good weapon, and she is the only one other than Rush that can use it. So I figured, well, you know, hey, why not? We'll give it to her and, you know, recruit her and make use of these remnants we have. Unfortunately, she doesn't get a remnant weapon art with it, and her real flaw is she's a mystical attacker type, but she doesn't start with any mystic arts. And so it's, what are you going to do? I mean, she can heal, I guess. She's a little bit like Irina. Oh, by the way, in that grinding, Irina learns psionics, which is not really an attack art, but at least lets her use some of her mystic attack power a little better. Giving her the Night Bloom and letting her just go all out as a physical attacker almost seems like a better plan, but Rush is using the Night Bloom, so back off, sis. There is one other remnant that's back here, the Dead Heart it's called, which I could have bound using the remnant, the Tablet of Marshall. If you bind it outside of this quest, you cannot complete this quest. So if you want to complete the quest that requires you to complete all quests, you can't do it anymore. It's kind of annoying to have to follow our friendly academy girl around the world as she, you know, goes for a drink, you know, pub hopping, bar hopping, I guess. Yeah, but, well, $1,000,000 gold's a nice incentive. Unfortunately, all $1,000,000 gold will do is upgrade the Night Bloom. And that's not even all you require. You also have to have things like Reyes Notes and Jewel Steel and stuff like that. Which, fortunately, I have at this point, so I'm not too concerned, but it's still sort of irritating that even that much money is just sort of, oh yeah, and this. Anyway, for Hearts, you walk into the forest, she joins you as a guest union, and then you just head back to where you fought the boss the first time. And hopefully this boss fight won't take too long. The first time I played this game, I did this boss fight early on. Oh hey, there's one of these unique that's out. I'm just gonna kill it. I actually expected that to be a lot easier. I hope these bosses aren't a challenge. It's not like I can really upgrade my equipment anymore. Well, I guess Rush's equipment is still pretty lousy. Anyway, this is the Dead Heart, and of course we've got friends showing up. And they are from the Academy, well, from the Third Committee, of course, which is the Evil Academy. The Absurdly Powerful Student Council? No, man, not really. And I think this fight's actually going to last multiple rounds because, well, I can't target these guys quite as effectively as I'd like. I have a feeling they won't last very long. Assuming we're not horribly inaccurate. I actually didn't expect that Khrynia would ever learn Mystic Mind, but... Oh. Yeah, we have the Guest Union. She's really useless. She can heal herself at least. There's 1 of 3 down. I'm probably going to end up killing the arachnids there anyways. There are special combat arts called weapon arts, which some of our characters can learn at this point. The only one who actually knows one is, at this point, is Glenys. Though, to learn a weapon art, more or less, you need to have fairly high skill with the weapon. You have to have skill in the right sort of attack path of the weapon. So, single-handed attacks. Well, most of them are single-handed attacks. And you also have to have the right weapon. So, for most of them, it's these Tatari Chis for Rush and for Glenys. But, oh, I guess they make me kill the spiders. Oh, how annoying. Anyway, the Halthus Dominus that Torgal is using also will teach him something of interest. And the blue steels that Emmy is using will give her access to Cerulean Rain, which is the one that Torgal learns is called Hakarang. But they don't appear to be learning them, so I don't know what's up with that. They have the right weapons, at least. That's usually the... Well, you guys are kind of chumps. And, well, then the Unbound Remnant kind of screws with them, and they become... monsters. Presumably this is how monsters appear in the world, is because remnants create them. What, you thought they were all fluffiness and light? Well, I guess we know that with the Conqueror that's not true. And there's some random rock shells here too. You actually have to kill rock shells for one of the guild tasks, so... I guess if you hadn't done it yet, you'd get them here. Compared to Demigod, though, there will be very few fights left that'll actually be anywhere remotely challenging. To a certain extent, I feel bad about doing the LP in that order, because, well, everything's just kind of a letdown at this point. Some of the bosses that were DLC for the 360 version, I guess, like Eldritch Dragon, won't be total pushovers, but... It's sort of amusing to see the sort of what Haruko is doing, because she's kind of the equivalent of what you should be seeing. But anyway. Yeah, okay, these guys are jokes too. What a surprise. I don't actually know what controls the damage on Omnistrike, but it has gone up a lot since I've done that grinding. It may be based on the strength of your weapon. Because not too long ago, Rush was doing, oh, I don't know, 30,000 damage with Omnistrike. And as you can see, there he was doing a tiny bit more, maybe 10 times as much. So much for those rock shells. And I have a couple people now. I think I have 4 people total. Rush, Pogus, Wyngale, and there's one other, oh, Paris, that have wards. The only real use for wards, as far as I'm concerned, is against Milton, and, well, to do that, you need to learn the second skill in wards, which I do have, I think, on all of those characters. It'll be a little... I guess that's one of the quote-unquote DLC fights, and I guess that fight won't be a total joke. Actually, that fight might even be challenging. But we won't get to that now. Quite yet. Yeah, desperate whale, indeed. For Wyngale, I've actually turned off all of his arts other than the ones that will help him learn Grenade Impact, which is the skill I'm looking for him to learn. That's the one he has to know in order to use Crimson Flare, which is the last Arcana. Once he has the last Arcana, he will have the Warlock class, which will make him immune to insta-kills. It's another sort of checkbox I want to get through before I attempt to fight the Enlightened 7, as they're called. And that's, like I was saying, with Milton, the 7 are the Guardians at the 6 bases. You can actually recruit them once you finish fighting them. It's kind of pointless, they're one of the hardest fights in the game, and so it's like, well, you could recruit them, but there's not really all that much left to fight that you need. Alright, we're getting all sorts of weird stuff we're going to do this turn. I don't think it'll survive Shiva. Oh, it was only 100,000 damage. Come on. Jump.
Sweet!
I got battle rank 81 on it. And we get a bunch of random junk. We killed them. Why are they still standing there? And Haruko yells at the Remnant for, you know, abusing the people, and apparently it listens. And we bind the Remnant, the Dead Heart. The Dead Heart is an interesting item from the standpoint of you can equip it, and it increases the growth of your item rate. But also, Irina will request it, so I'm just going to give it to her. And she gives you some money, but, well, it's not like I spent anything on supplies. That's it for this episode, though. Yeah, okay, so people got a couple things left they need. We'll see if... Okay. No, Irina's not requesting it yet. Anyway, next time, more random side quests, which we will crush through with a reckless abandon.